Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Esteemed FaceTime with Leaders, an initiative by World Development Corporation. I'm Vinu Anand at World Development Corporation. FaceTime with Leaders is a platform for industry titans to share their ideas, experiences, thoughts, and best practices in order to inspire one another and future leaders. In a nutshell, we attempt to encapsulate the multi-decadal learnings acquired by these industry leaders. We also hope that by conducting these FaceTime with Leaders interviews, we can bring together a global community of eminent personalities. By bringing together such visionaries on one platform, we hope to play a part in inspiring the lives of other leaders. Great learnings from great leaders undoubtedly assist everyone by identifying, nurturing, and using the trade secrets that are proven success formulae for many. And this is what we aim for with these sessions by making them a gathering of industry stalwarts and a knowledge sharing community. We have one such industry titan on FaceTime with Leaders with us today, Mr. Sridhar Krishnamurthy. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so much, Vijay Anand. Venu Anand, sorry.
So let me just brief you a bit about him.
Yeah.
His journey is a testament to his relentless pursuit of innovation and his ability to steer organizations towards digital transformation. His expertise extends beyond traditional engineering functions, delving into the intricate realm of design and engineering, production and quality control, where he masterfully crafts solutions that bridge the gap between technology and industry application. His distinctive career trajectory traverses diverse industrial landscapes, from pump manufacturing to automotive press tools, radiator manufacturing, and beyond. His exceptional ability to decode complex industrial challenges and adapt swiftly to dynamic environments has earned him acclaim as a luminary in digital supply chain transformation and automation. Currently, he has been giving his invaluable service as an independent digital transformation and automation advisor to multiple global IT consulting companies and customers since July 2020 to chart out CXOs, CTOs, CIOs, digital transformation journey successfully. So, Mr. Krishnamurthy, so our viewers would like to know in brief about your current role in charting out C-level executives' digital transformation journey.
Yeah, I'm a CEO of an organization. I'm running my own venture, BiZillion Innovations. So I'm steering the sales and the pitch, whatever we need to do with the C-level executives on two counts. One is to understand, the digital transformation, what an organization from the client perspective they would like to have, and how we can meet to their expectations and aspirations. So that way, we have a really engaging conversation with every CXO, a day in and day out, either be on a virtual call or on an in-person meeting. Certain times we do meet the CXOs in a forums or in events. So, but the primary, the whole talk of the show will be on how do we enable a digital transformation for many companies still in the SME sector, right? The most of the organizations are still looking at a transformation which is far more not thought of a few years earlier. Today, everyone is talking about the digital transformation, and we are happy to say that we are enabling that particular space for SMEs and large enterprises.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Can you share examples of how you have orchestrated transformational change in a global context?
We primarily, discuss these kind of digital transformation initiatives with global conglomerate. I can give you one example. What we recently did it during almost in the last week of December of 2023. We had a discussion with one of the large global conglomerate, where there was an acquisition or a merger which happened from their own entity, by taking rather an acquisition from another unit, wherein the end product of this company, the group company, used to be an raw material for the other company. So when the merger happened, there was a speculation about how do we integrate the digital transformation. Already the particular group company had it. How do we delve and keep it into the newly acquired company? So we were asked to have a small study around this particular aspect, and we came out with a plan to tell them, not certain times, digital transformation speaks about in a bigger context. So we came out with a plan to them to see that what tangible benefits the organization can have by closely looking into what kind of revenue impact that particular organization is having in terms of bottlenecks. And we targeted only those areas and provided the transformation to start with, because it's essential for a company which has been acquired by another company. They need to quickly get the investment what they have done during the acquisition. So we target those the low hanging fruits and try to provide them the right direction for them to digital transformation with a roadmap which will help them in managing the overall global spectrum of expectations of this kind of a group companies. So it is essential that we never go into too much of a bigger piece and try to provide non-tangible things or something which is very difficult to achieve in a shorter period of time. So we provide realistic approach. We tell very clearly about to the CEOs and the C-level executives what is that we can bring the change to them, both on not only on the organization level but also on the lower level who actually consumes the digital transformation. So in that context, I think we are fairly able to provide that context to the CIOs in a better way, and we are able to get along with them in that arena.
Oh, amazing. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
What are some approaches you keep in mind while providing service to bring digital transformation for a client?
Okay, any digital transformation, the services, if you talk about, there are multiple ways in which you can look into it. One is you look into the operational inefficiencies and bring a transformation. The other part is only purely concentrate on IT kind of a thing and provide them the services. But we are trying to, from the client expectation, and these two are becoming more of a silos when we do a concentration of these kind of an individual aspects. What we see is the overall business revenue impact. What is it really brings in is a very immediate task and for any organization to digest with. So we really see the potentialities in terms of how we are able to provide that kind of an thought process to the CEOs and to the CTOs. And also we also bring this kind of an thought process right from the C-level executives, not only from the C-level, we also try to take the information from the blue-collar job roles, wherein we can identify very clearly what kind of the impact they see in terms of the bottlenecks. And if we are able to address those things also, right, we are in a position to provide a service which will be more beneficial not only for the executionists like a C-level, for the blue-collar jobs, but we are also in a position to provide much better things for the C-level, because both are going to get the benefit in terms of what we are going to recommend. So that really gives a lot of benefit to the organization. So our service will be one side, we will concentrate on the organization level, the recommendations in terms of what they need to construe as a part of their journey in the digital transformation. Second is how the execution level, where are the parameters which you need to look into. The merger of these two is a culmination of bringing out a project plan which will be a digital drive. And that for that, it takes a bit of a study both on the effectiveness of the organization and the execution level of the organization. Both we have to study and bring out the plan, which will give a beneficial for both the things together. Ultimately, the output of this will really impact the bottom line as well as provide the revenue opportunity for the organization. That's how we look into. We don't really get into directly a project mode or a project kind of engagement. We really delve into the areas of digital areas where there is an immediate need to address it, because it is easy to carry themselves with the kind of a technology outbreak what has been happening. It is really certain times I see the speed at which the transformation is happening today. It's hard to digest. It's hard to embrace certain times. So we want to see what an organization needs And accordingly, we delve into with the forward-thinking process. What is that we can give it at a future level, at least for the next 2 years, kind of an outlook. So that really gives any organization to look the stability of the digital transformation program what we are accounting. So that will be, I feel, much more beneficial to the customer. So that is the kind of a service model what we normally roll out to any customer or any client where we are engaged or where we are in discussion with.
That's commendable. Thank you. So how and when did you develop an interest in ESG and corporate governance?
Okay, corporate governance is something that I learned it only when I started my entrepreneurial journey. So it's still learning myself for me in terms of how we need to get a governance perspective, how we can really embrace the each and every aspect for the corporate to control the process or for the organization needs. But the ESG is one thing which was really I see it's a taking off much easier for any organization today with the mandate happening at every single manufacturing company or a services company, the kind of a green revolution which the country looks forward today, right? I think it is very important that we fairly getting connected to the ESG. So in 2003, when I was one of the as a part of an employee to one of the robust global organization, we were taught about the ESG at that point of a time in terms of how we can impact the social society in a sense. We were given one session where we were asked how do we even charge a laptop? How many hours do we charge a laptop? Surprisingly, we came to understanding that most of us leave the laptop with the charge on. And in one of the session they came out and with the figures stating that when you do the continuous charging without unplugging it, even if it is charged fully, the impact to the society is much more, not only on the power consumption but even for the organization which is providing the laptop, because the battery becomes so diluted and weak, it doesn't even take the charge anymore because of the continuous charge it takes in from the external power source what we given. So it ultimately even impacts the organization in terms of having their assets getting deteriorated. So you can see a simple I would say unhealthy habit to each of us in terms of having continuous charge, how we are impacting the ESG. I'm just giving a smaller example, but if you talk about a multitude of an organization which really creates a manufacturing or even a services industry, they do much more things in terms of contribution to as in terms of emission of the gas, or even continuous hazardous or an output what is coming out of the product, what they're giving to the earth. So these things will have to be seen it in different perspective in terms of what is the kind of a contribution. Today I see every single organization is being controlled by the norms what they are supposed to commit to the COA, and try to see how they are able to benefit it. So digital transformation is one of the area where I see the data points can be integrated from each of those processes, and we are able to provide that interpretation and take it forward. So it was a very fascinating for us to learn that point of time in 10 years back, 10, 12 years back. And today we are in a world where every single company, irrespective of whether they are a bigger company or a smaller company, everyone needs to be a part of the ESG initiative with the kind of the government of India's initiative coming very, very greatly. So I see, ESG cannot be, it is not only a mandate, it is a necessary for each of us to follow it. So today we take this example in many places and try to drive the concept from the grassroots level, and we are really happy that it gives wonderful, conversation to start with, even though, we are not engaged so far in any ESG kind of a project, but it really gives a kind of an engaging discussion, which I hope very soon it will be the next level of deliverable for us.
Thank you so much for sharing so much knowledge. Viewers definitely will be happy to receive so much of it. Thank you. So as an ESG and corporate governance expert, what values do you bring to the table?
That's a difficult question, I would say, because, one side, the ESG is an evolving concept still in India. Second is the utilization of the data, right, is something very, very unique to every single industry and every single, sectors, I would say. So what we really tell them is to see how do we connect to the systems and bring the data to the table. So we really get into the discussion where we have the data points identified, bring out those data, and then put up in a smallest of the dashboard, both at the operation level and the C executive level, to see how they can interpret the data in terms of scientifically to control and bring out the ESG norms very clearly under the recommended levels. So that's the kind of engaging conversation what we do today, and we feel that we are, from the ESG perspective, we are far away in terms of going to the discussion, but we are making every effort to see how we can do an engaging conversation with the customers and the client.
Thank you so much for your valuable inputs.
You're welcome.
As someone working closely with technology, what are some of the most remarkable changes you have seen in your field with the changes in technology? And what changes do you expect to see with the advent of IoT, AI, ML, blockchain, big data, and Web 3.0?
I understand, the kind of challenges the CIO and CTO today has to take a challenging decision to absorb the new challenges of taking the AI ML, because these are all hot in the market, and if they feel themselves threatened if they are not using those technology in their organization. Having said that, it is really a catch-22 situation for them to see what is that really business every now and then, every day. So it is very imperative for the organization to look into what is that they really need to do with the long term approach, taking the sizability of what they can consume at today's situation perspective. For example, IoT is today in a position with the kind of newer invention in the hardware as well as in the software. We are able to have online interaction with the machines, and we are able to take the machine data directly from the shop floor to the dashboards. So these kind of suggestions, these kind of an evolution which will help the CIO CTO is something they can really look into, because the few years back, IoT kind of an investment is quite unheard of, because it was a very huge investment, and the time lag in terms of getting the realizing the investment is quite hard to see, or to see the desired business result. So today context, I think with the kind of an invention, hardware stability, the innovations which is rapidly happen in terms of use cases, which is really giving the comfort zone for the CIOs and CTOs to take the right decisions in terms of investment. So having said that, this kind of an decisions, it is also imperative for them to understand how much they can consume as a data, because each and every data points will also translate into a business decisions for them. So that is where the consulting organization like us comes in place and provide them the right direction and the right approach in terms of consuming the data, provide the right picturization in terms of the dashboarding, or in terms of providing the right roadmap for them to dwell with and take it forward in future. So IoT, AI, ML, every single thing today is a technological piece which is really benefiting each and every business sector. I think we should be there in consuming in every single technology trend what is upcoming.
Thank you so much. We are building a community of industry magnates. The move is meant for cross-pollination of knowledge and building a knowledge-sharing community of corporate giants and industry experts. So what are your thoughts about this initiative taken by Mr. Jishan Pathan, Mr. Heval Mehta, and the whole World Development Corporation team?
I always see, the top leaders have a certain bit of an assumption in terms of how they want to carry forward, and they probably lack the right reach to the experts to get the right kind of an advice. Many a time they take an experimentation approach, and that is too costly, and that is too long a drive for them to reach the business realization. I see an organization like a World Development Corporation, like WDI, like you, institute like yours, is providing the right platform in connecting through an established platform to have both the people to come and talk with each other, communicate with each other, take the knowledge stories, take the learnings, and share the success stories. And thereby, there is a big amount of so a new group which you're trying to help and create, and that definitely will help any industry or even or any organization, be it a service or manufacturing or anyone. So I'm sure whatever the Sishan Patel and your organization is doing is a wonderful this one. I think I need to also contribute as a part of this, and I'll be very thankful if at all I've been invited in those sessions, and I will definitely will be able to contribute much more there. So this is a very good initiative. I would really support to be a part of that particular initiative.
Thank you so much for your kind and inspiring words. Thank you. Great. It was fantastic conversing with you, and I'm confident that your insights will inspire future leaders. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us today. Wish you all the best for your future endeavors.
Thank you so much, Veena, for inviting me to be a part of your discussion. I really, I hope I could share my insight. Same time, I was also, very inclusive in terms of getting into your questions, because your questions have been very thought-provoking. I hope the contribution your organization is doing to the society is immense, and I'm happy to be a part of your success journey too. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for all your inputs and insights. Our viewers will be really happy to learn from all this.
Thank you so much.
And moreover, trust that this initiative by Directors Institute unquestionably has expanded the participants' understanding and enriched their minds. Thank you so much for joining us today. Have a wonderful day ahead, sir.
Have a wonderful. Thank you so much, and see you. Good day.
Thank you. Wish you the same.